Greetings, CBC, and welcome to this week's Sunday Warmup. We're going to be in John chapter 11, verses 1 to 44. John 11, 1 to 44, and this is this account of the resurrection of Lazarus. So a lot here for us as we watch Jesus, as we listen to Jesus, and as we see Jesus and what he does. This is a powerful witness in this passage of the incarnation of Christ, meaning that he is fully God and fully human. We see here the evidences and the witness of his deity, that he is God, that the power of God on display as he raises Lazarus from the dead. We see his humanity on full display here in his tender compassion and movement towards individuals who were experiencing grief and loss, and through his tears. We see his trust and witness to us in the sovereignty and the providence of God and his timing. Note how when he found news of Lazarus becoming ill, he didn't run immediately, but he waited, trusting the timing of God. Just as a little kind of for freebie on that one, I'll probably make mention of it Sunday as well, but take a look at Psalm 31 verses 14 to 15 and the trust that the psalmist has in God, and that my times are in his hands. Alongside this, so again, what we're going to do is we're going to read it in its entirety. We'll make some notes and observations and just some kind of passing points as we read about the divinity, the deity of Christ, in his humanity. Some things that I think really are just practical things for us to consider as we come alongside folks in grief and loss, as we experience grief and loss. But our focus verses, after we do that, we'll kind of briefly walk through that. Our focus verses this week will be 11, from chapter 11 there, verses 23 to 27. So if you want to really lean into something for this week out of the passage, take a look at verses 23 to 27. As I said, we're going to be handling larger chunks of John as we finish up this series. So we really want to just focus in on a particular area, and this will be our focus. John 11, 23 to 27, and the words that Jesus says there. Alongside that, take a look at a couple other references. Revelation chapter 1, verses 17 to 18. Romans chapter 10, verses 9 to 10. Philippians chapter 1, verses 19 to 30. And lastly, 1 Corinthians 15, verses 50 to 58. As I said, a lot here for us to consider as we watch Jesus, as we listen to Jesus, and we see what Jesus did. A lot for us to consider here about the implications of this passage for us today, how we live our lives by faith in Christ, and trusting God's sovereign reign and control over our lives and in our deaths as well. A lot that's here, and a lot of folks I think sometimes we want to avoid because we don't want to deal with issues related to death and loss and grief and that. But there's a lot here that's very powerful for us to be reminded of before we would ever attend a funeral. We should know these things now and allow these teachings and principles of Christ and his power over life and death to guide us every single day of our lives. All right, God bless you this week. Take some time really wrestling with those scriptures. Really not a lot, but just take some time to wrestle with those passages, pray over those passages, pray for our time together, pray for me, and really just get ourselves ready, warmed up, and ready to go for Sunday morning. God bless you. See you Sunday.